Alright, semi-final set number 2. On the right side is Michael Payne as purple. And on the left side is Sass Busy. Kind of funny that Michael uses the Pain tag and Busy uses the Sass tag, even though they're both kind of on Sass, kind of on Pain. What? Are they talking? They're talking Korean. That's lame. Lame. You're supposed to be American and Canadian. Don't speak your 1/4 O with an umlaut A divided by E divided by. Fuckers. Who speaks Korean? What does this mean in Korean? Or in English? I wonder if there's somebody who's good enough that can read the non-translated Hangul and change it into Hangul and then change it into English. Or you know what? Forget the just changing into English part. Can actually read that and knows what it means. There's probably like one dude who's seen it way too often and knows what it means. I never changed Busy's color. Busy is brown. So, this should be a really good series. Busy's pretty strong. We saw him versus Technics. Does some crazy stuff. Michael, known as a famous off racer, should be pretty strong. Does some crazy stuff. I don't know what you're all saying. Stop talking in your foreign language so that we can be a part of the conversation. Stop being mean to the viewers. More importantly, though, stop being mean to me. That's really what I'm saying here. I love all you viewers. I really do. So, factory for Michael. And factory for Busy. Busy really loved his Wraiths versus Technics. So, wouldn't be surprised to see that again. He also loved murdering animals versus Technics. I want to see the Curse of the Cacao. Worth pointing out that we're pointing out in the last series, spoilers, I guess, if you're watching these out of order in the VODs. Worth pointing out that Lockdog, he killed a Cacao, then proceeded to get Raffle Stomped 3-0. Curse the Cacao, man. Doesn't fail. Busy? Will Busy fall victim to it? I just said it doesn't fail, so I guess we have our answer. But it's possible that Busy can overcome. He can still be hit by the Curse of the Cacao, and then win anyway, if he's just that damn good. Man, this glare is really terrible. Oh, well, that's why the bad glare. I had a setup to block the glare, but somebody took down my shirt that I was using to block the sun. That sounds pretty good, right? Yeah, I was hanging my dirty laundry to block out the sun, so I could be in complete darkness. Being a little nerd in my nerd cave. It's also really hot. Like I can feel it beating on me. Alright. So, Michael, going for the expo, he lifted off his barracks. Which is really interesting, because he's not getting any starports. Wonder how he's going to be able to produce units at a fast enough rate. Alright. So starport started from Michael. It looks like neither player wants to use bio. They're just gonna go with traditional TBT units. Just can't quite make as many tanks as normal. Interesting. Alright, there is Busy's barracks. He also floated out his for scouting. Is it going to be able to actually see the starports? Don't know. There are 2 Marines chasing it. Still has 700 health, but the starports are all the way up at this corner. Or Michael could just stop chasing. So should probably find it. Even if the Marines were chasing it, it would have been able to easily get to the starports, assuming that it goes up in that direction. But if it just moves down here and then stops, then it won't find them. Or just stops there. That works too. Busy moving out with a couple tanks. It looks like he's going to be taking that position up here. Can he hit the command center? I don't think he can. Is this map positionally imbalanced? God, I hate positionally imbalanced maps. Like, is the thing that's probably the thing, like one of the things I hate most in StarCraft. Maps that you messed up so badly that they're positionally imbalanced. I'm not sure. I don't know if sieging up your tanks here means you can hit it. More dots! Dot, 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 dot. Why are we all talking in dots? Is dot dot like that FF that the Koreans type that means nothing? Or maybe they just are typing dot dot. I don't know. Goddamn languages I don't understand. Alright. See, pretty much, I'm a typical American in that sense. I really hate foreign languages unless I understand them. So I understand a little bit of German. I don't hate German. Or they make me laugh. Listening to people sing in Russian makes me laugh, so I like Russian. It's just funny. Seriously, if you haven't heard somebody sing a song in Russian, and not like praise to communism slow march, that's not funny. That just sounds like normal Russian. But like a really upbeat pop / techno song in Russian, it's great. I recommend you all look that up sometime. Your life will be improved for it. Alright. So, Busy getting the jump on Michael's race. Both players with the Mutalisk experience. So, pretty similar to that. You would think that Michael would be a little bit better at it, though, but Busy does have an extra Wraith. Michael just didn't want to have to deal with that. Gonna cost him 2. Now, Michael is producing Wraiths at a faster rate, 3 starports compared to just the 2, but Busy working hard to correct that as starports 3 and 4 are finishing up now. Oh, man. There are 2 Goliaths out for Busy, deciding to use some of his factory time to make some Goliaths. He is really going to help in that regard, but the tanks, they need to back up. Ooh, canceling that. That tank, the turret was swiveling. SCV just barely getting out of there. Man, and both players trying to jockey for position, but Busy's going to have this high ground. And that high ground is going to be just too damn strong to deal with. +1 air weapons on the way for the Wraiths. Michael with a semi-secret base. I mean, there's really not a better base to be going for, but if Busy realizes it's there, he can easily pick it off with the Wraiths. Looks like 6 versus 6. Oh, well, 5 versus 6 now. 6 is going to be enough to one-shot. It's just 20 damage per shot times 6 is 120. And it looks like both players are actually getting the +1. Busy's is a little bit ahead of Michael's. But Michael's lost 3 wraiths that Busy has not lost. So Busy's going to have that advantage. It's unfortunate that Michael, who got his 3rd starport up faster, never got the wraith lead because he lost some. Instead, Busy, now on 4 starports, is always going to have it. Actually, getting up to 4 starports before Cloak. A little bit interesting. Don't see that too often. And oh, Michael did not ignore Cloak, but now after Scan goes down, oh, so many wraiths dead. Busy did not lose that many in the ambush. Michael has problems. Michael has problems here. Cloak going in. Now, Busy is returning the favor. Oh, got one SCV trying to attack the turret. Dot dot. So many dot dots. And going in for possibly the final attack here. Michael's just using these wraiths to hold on. But if he loses that top expo, where Busy already has this one up, already has this... Oh, no, excuse me. That's Michael's Parax. But already has a 3rd base up of his own. It's just going to be really hard for him to get back into this. I don't know how he can, as long as Busy plays solid, which it appears he's doing. Ah, the scan. The scan, and all the wraiths go down. GG. Busy taking game number 1. Neither player went bio that game. And we've shown that bio is really good versus wraiths if you start it early and don't let the wraith count blow up so that they have more wraiths than you do bio. It works out well. On the left side... Oh, I guess we'll start on that side. On the left side is Michael as the white Terran. And on the right side is Busy as the yellow Terran. Once again, we have yellow versus white. Second time today for that. Unfortunate. Oh, dot dot. All about them dot dots. Oh shit, that's like 4 dots. Yeah, that's 4 dots with a slash in between. So many goddamn dots. Is that 3 dots? Dot dot dot. Seriously, Michael was in the chat at one point, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure Michael was around. Once he gets back from his Gambit Cup stuff, we gotta ask him about all these dots. More dots. Dots at the end of this one. Dots at the end of that one. Dots of dots. 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 Alright. Oh, yeah, you did not give me a banner. But it's okay, man. We have the symbol of Cryok right here. That epitomizes Cryok in this tournament right now. I think it's pretty sick. Alright. So both players with the 1-Rax FE this time around. Last time neither of them expanded quickly. This time both of them will be. And building the barracks is up on the high ground. Possibly this is a reaction just to... excuse me. This is a reaction to just not wanting to be contained on this map. Particularly brutal on this map, as we discussed in the last series. Because not only is there a reverse ramp, which means it's horrible to be contained on, but it's a reverse ramp where if you don't deal with it, you can put siege tanks up here and deny all mining whatsoever. Ugh. So, SCV's out for both players. Doing a little bit of scouting. Dot, 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 dot! Why are there so many dots? I don't have Michael on Skype. If I had Michael on Skype, I'd like seriously ask him right now. I don't care if he's in the middle of a game. What up with all the dots? Okay. Apparently, these players haven't had too much trouble with this, but we've seen in other series, when the players go for 1 Rax FE, it really puts you vulnerable. When one player does get that tank out, and you don't have a tank. And when you think about it, at that stage of the game, it really doesn't matter, or, excuse me, at that stage of the game, the restrictions haven't taken effect, because neither player would have 2 factories. But normally, where 1 Rax FE is very safe. Today, it has not been. Is he giving me? Alright, I think game wants me to use a different banner. Alright. Okay. So, factory going out for Michael. Interesting, he's going to put the factory so far forward. Do not want to lose that factory. It will not be good for him. Because unlike Technics, Michael is not allowed to build 2 factories. Let me use that as the banner. Like, I can try game, but it's like not gonna fit. Alright, now we have Raxes. Busy, remembering that Marines are actually pretty good. Alright, add media file from the desktop. Like that. And this is the worst of all worlds. I not only have... We were working on that earlier, trying to get our banner, and we were deciding between whether we wanted to cover up completely or not cover the face of the units. Now we're just not doing either one of them. Doesn't matter. Alright. Okie doke then. So, alright. I'm glad we're going to see this. We're going to have Bio versus 3-port play. Because I really think, with the Bio starting at an appropriate time, the Bio's going to win. I think Marines are just too damn strong, with the medic support, with the stim, in the same way that you can't just make Mutalisks in ZVT. It doesn't work. You have to transition out of it. But because Michael can't build Mutalisks in a burst, and he's starting his race, he can build them only 3 at a time, and he's starting pretty slow, and they're more expensive than Mutalisks, I don't think it's going to work out as well. Alright. So, siege mode on the way for Busy. It's going to finish up. Really not going to make a huge... Not going to be a huge issue, though, as Michael just doesn't have a whole lot of stuff on the ground for siege mode to matter. It's really just going to come down to the Wraiths. Can the Wraiths get in and do the damage he needs to on the tanks before this army kills Michael's front? Michael does have a pretty strong front. He does have a good tank count. And he is able to go air and not stop tank production. So despite the fact that he has 3 starports, normally that means you're going to have a very weak army. But in this case, the tank force is going to be the same. It's just a difference in bio or not. Now, Michael does not have a building up here. So... Alright. Michael did not have a building up here, so he shouldn't know about this. Unfortunately for Michael, he put all of his starports in the worst possible position. So the tanks are going to be able to start sieging them down, possibly force them to lift off. And if they do force them to lift off, it's just going to be a very long time. Alright, Michael landed his barracks, building some fire bats. A little bit of proxy fire bat action. He's going to have to lift the barracks up to get the fire bats out, but that's absolutely fine. And there we go. Temple's down. Michael's going to get that sick position. People should just be doing this more often in TVT on this map. You see this every now and then, but like this is such a strong map. Double dots. Double dots. And oh boy. The Marines. I didn't even consider the Marines. I was just thinking of the tanks attacking the starports, but the starports are close enough that the Marines are going to be able to do a lot of damage too. Looks like 8 Wraiths plus another 2. He is going to lift off. I think he has Cloak done, so the control tower being lost isn't a huge issue. There is a turret, which certainly reduces the effectiveness of Cloak. Also just does a lot of damage to these Wraiths if they get a little bit too close to range. Trying to micro down that tank. Is it going to work out? Have we seen the Firebats move out yet? No, Firebats have not moved out. Want to try to catch that, but we got to focus on this action for now. It's he took out 2 tanks. Still 1 left. The Wraiths are going to come up here, come around from this side. They have to fly over this turret, but it might be worth it to take out the final tank. Oh no, not going to do that. Instead, looking for reinforcements. There's a Marine escort, but I think there's enough Wraiths here that he could attack it if he goes after the Marines first. Just take out the entire thing. That's assuming he sees it. Oh, he certainly does now, taking out the SCV. But no, I think there's enough Marines to scare Michael away. And now Michael can't do anything. He's rebuilding the starport. Oh, I did miss the fire bats. Oh, damn it. Alright. Fire bats. 10, 11 kills between them. Sick move by Michael. That certainly deserves 2 dots. If anything ever deserved 2 dots, it was proxy firebats killing off 12 SCVs. Did the final tank go down too? It looks like that final tank did get sniped from Busy. It means that his Marine count just can't do anything here. 3 siege tanks too strong. And he can't put a siege tank here and start bombarding the starports. He can't put it here to start attacking the mineral line. Man, that was a really nice snipe from Michael. And between that and the firebats, he's keeping himself in this game. Despite what he's lost so far, actually just slightly ahead in supply. Now with no Marines there, he's going to be able to take out these turrets, but the Marines are coming up. The Marines are stemming forward. The tanks are not sieged. Oh, mistake from Michael. The tanks are unsupported. And 3 tanks lost. There are 5 more tanks back here, but how much are these Marines going to be able to kill? They're running forward. They're running forward. They're not running forward far enough, and now they're going to retreat. It's going to cost them a bunch of Marines at the end, but still, taking out 3 tanks, taking out a couple SCVs, certainly worth the trade. And being that aggressive. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't lose 2 medics. Nope, not quite gonna take out a Wraith. Doing some good damage though. And Busy has a big force once again. It's a lot of bio. Keeping that factory moving. Constantly want to be keeping that factory moving. It looks like he's finally taking that gas. Did he really not have a gas there all this time? He really didn't need it if he's only producing tanks off of 1 factory. Alright. Wraiths doing a little bit of harass. Stopping this expo from going down. Are the Marines going to be able to get back there? They should be able to get back there in time. Stim going down. How many Wraiths are they going to be able to kill before Michael realizes? 1. Getting 1 Wraith. But the Wraiths did pick off a couple SCVs, so not too bad. Now coming in from this side, trying to avoid that turret. Indeed they will. Finding a nice sweet spot here as the SCVs immediately pulled away, trying to keep them safe against the Wraiths. Alright, this is the second game of the semifinals. We know who is in the finals and who is in the third, fourth place match from the other set. So we have this set to cast, and then the third, fourth place, and then the finals left to go in this tour. Answering some people in chat. Science facility being built. Oh man, getting that command center. Gonna try to take a third base, but he's using Wraiths primarily to defend stuff, and he has a couple siege tanks that are really far forward. I don't know how he's gonna be able to defend that. Should be interesting. If he's aggressive enough with the tanks, it might be possible. And oh, realizing that those tanks are on their own, that's a really big blow to Busy, losing 3 tanks for free like that. Can't rebuild them, or at least not easily. Now it looks like Busy's giving up on his bio. I don't think bio was the issue here. More dots, but Busy is switching into possibly Wraith production. More dots. Dot 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 dot. Seriously, somebody with Michael on Skype, ask him what he was saying so often that gets converted to dot dot. I'm guessing it's FF. That weird Korean character that means nothing. Like a character for nothing. It's kind of like Gern in German, if you speak German. Like that's getting a little bit tangential, but Gern's a word. Like, we had an entire day about when you can use Gern. And I can put Gern I'm pretty sure you can put Gern as the second word in the sentence or the last word in the sentence. And it's fine, just as long as you put it there. And somebody asks, what does Gern mean? And the teacher's like, it means nothing. Just something you say. Just throw it in there. And that's pretty much what that backwards F is in Korean. It's just Gern. But then they say it twice. And it's not the second word or the last word in the sentence. It's just every word in the sentence. So, command center going down. It's... man, losing a lot of SCVs there. What's Busy going to do now? What is Busy going to do now? He's getting Wraiths. Man, going for a Wraith transition at this point is a little bit awkward. Your opponent already has more than you. Your opponent has Cloak and you don't. Your opponent has upgrades and you don't. I don't know how he's going to be able to suddenly win the air battle. Alright, Michael already with that science facility. It's actually a really fast science facility. Oh, excuse me, no it's not. My bad. He needs a science facility to get attack upgrades. I was thinking about Busy, who doesn't have attack upgrades. And I was thinking that you don't need the science facility that early if you are just going for extra upgrades. My bad. Alright, looks like a little bit of Valkyrie support here. 2 Valkyries at least. You can only build the Valkyries if you have the control tower, so he might want more than just 2. But is going to be unable to build them, forced to build Wraiths out of the other ones. And the bio, catching those Wraiths out of position. That's what he's got to do. Dot dot. Man, I'm really curious how this Air Force is going to work out for Busy. If it's actually going to be able to overcome Michael. I mean, Valks are good. We saw on Destination that sometimes Valks don't like to work if there's too many units on the field, but I don't think either player has too many units. And surprisingly, Michael's not very far ahead. I thought he'd be farther ahead at this point, considering how much damage he's done. But he was playing from the deficit when he, ever since getting those Firebats in. Then he was starting to mount the comeback. Alright. I think it's time for a little control eye. So, wow. Dead even on the race. Dead even on the, because I have the same player up twice. Not bad. That makes more sense. Might go with more Wraiths, but might go with more Wraiths, but Busy has 4 Valkyries, which should help even that out a little bit. Not gonna quite be enough though. He can't win. Not yet. I mean, if he gets lucky, maybe. More dots. So many dots. Alright. Cloak going in, but there are missile turrets and not even all the Wraiths cloaked. Oops. Really didn't work out. This siege tank's working on the temple here. Apparently busy thinking about expanding, and he's starting that command center now too. Well, for as crazy as the start of this game was, it's actually kind of transitioning into something a little bit more stable here. Both players with well-established map positioning. Both players with decent-sized armies. Now moving in with the Wraiths, trying to take out the turret. He still does have a little bit of a Bioforce here with +1. So that's going to help out a lot. Equalize the Wraith numbers. Also has +1 attack. I do believe Michael's at 2-1 now, though. He started that +2 attack quite a long time ago. There we go. It isn't 2-1. And coming in, Michael caught a little bit off guard, but the Valkyries are coming in. There we go. Finally, Busy's Valkyries started firing. They didn't fire at first. Wow. And just like that, Michael has a huge lead. Cloaks up. Going to be able to pick off a lot of these Marines. Why are you not scanning? There we go. Scan. The Marines can come back a little bit, but there's enough Wraiths. They could ignore the Marines if they wanted to. Instead, you're going to lose a couple of others and move away. Still, though, huge advantage for Michael at this point, and in a blink of an eye, losing his entire Air Force. Alright. Well, looks like the command center is going to go down. The tank that was taking out this little Naga goes down. ... Seriously, we need a running tally of how many ... there have been. Or 4 dots, or 3 dots, or ... That happened a couple times. ... 2. Just one, that's fine. Oh, alright. Anticlimactic GG, but Michael certainly had that game won. Alright. So, moving on to game number 3, with the series tied up 1-1. Michael versus Busy on Aztec. In the right position is Busy, now as the peach color. And in the left side is Michael as purple. So, alright. Michael got really lucky at 2 points in that last game. I don't know if we call it lucky, but there were 2 breaks for Michael. One is that his fire bats did so much damage. Because he built them and then he forgot about them, and then came back later, got 11 SCV kills. It really allowed him to not suffer that much economic damage comparatively, and kind of stabilize. The second thing was that really good engagement that he had. And that was probably going to happen, but Busy should have been able to get some more kills. And it's unfortunate that his Valkyries stopped firing, or just didn't start firing. But really, I don't think he can be relying on that to happen again. Alright. Starting off strong with the dots. Pretty sure Michael is actually chastising Busy, because Busy's first line was not 3 dots, or 2 dots, or any combination of dots. It actually had characters in it. So immediately Michael, like, trying to shame Busy with his dots. Like, Busy, you need to start off with dots. And then Busy corrected himself, posted some dots of his own. Okay. Now last time, both players built their barracks up at the high ground. I assume it's because it was a reverse ramp map. Could have been for a different reason. Now, we do have we do have Michael doing it again. But Busy is building it on the low ground. Maybe that was a specific thing for chain reaction? Maybe Busy's just not going to go for... No. Well, neither player's going for 1 Rax FE. Both players should be getting their factories pretty soon here. Alright. So, both players at the factories. Right. Like, Busy... So Busy lost that last game. And I did say in the last game I really wanted to see the matchup of Wraiths versus Bio. But I don't feel that the Wraiths really caused the victory for Michael. Or, I should rather say, the Wraiths did cause the victory for Michael. But I don't feel that the Bio lost it for Busy. I think that's too soon to just immediately give up on Bio. I really do think Bio is very strong, and if you just commit to it strongly, you can just do so much damage to the Wraiths. The Wraiths are going to be so much more expensive. It allows you the luxury of taking mineral onlys and it means something, compared to if you go for Wraiths, this bottom expansion here doesn't do any good at all. But with Bio, that actually can help. But no, we have Starports going out for Busy instead. Oh, but Michael's going to be going double barracks. Okay. A little bit of role reversal here. You got Busy going air, Michael staying on the ground. Apparently somebody forgot to turn off their caps lock from last night. ... Pretty good reaction to losing 3 Marines on the ramp. Man, after this series, I'm really gonna have to go find the plug-in to get Korean characters to come up instead of gibberish, so that it can be fancy gibberish rather than other gibberish. It's not as if I speak Korean. So, first tank out for Michael, and that's gonna put an end to most of the aggression. Busy could go for a run by with the Vulture if he wanted to. I think this might be the first game where we've seen more than 1 Vulture made. Because in every other game, Vultures are either completely neglected or just 1 beginning Vulture, and then never comes back to it. But Busy actually making 2 of them doesn't do him a whole lot of good. First Wraith out for Busy. How many starports is he going to end up making? He's only on 1 base. He should have some money if he's not going to expand right now. He wants to throw down some extra ones. Yo, you dude in chat, you missed like this entire series. This is the theme of the series. ... It just, that's it, man. Lots of dots. Never before have I seen a series with more dots than I have today. It's just nothing but dots. Alright. Well, that SCV got pretty far in. Saw Michael's entire army, and saw that it's going to be a pretty scary force. How many siege tanks are up? 2 siege tanks for Busy? And obviously a 3rd one on the way. Control tower being added. I assume Cloak will be started relatively soon. And Michael has 3 tanks of his own, a little bit bigger of a Bioforce. And, ooh, allowing the Wraiths to get some shots off, but with only 2 Wraiths, gonna be pretty easy for the medics to heal up the Marines. Wraiths are not going to be an issue. And there's not a whole lot to defend the tanks here. Is Stim done for Michael? If Stim is done, which I would imagine it is, as those medics have been around for a while. Yeah, you have to assume Stim is done if he's getting range now. Just stimming forward and attacking the tanks, Michael should be able to win this fight. Maybe he wants to wait for a little bit more? Dot dot! Dot dot! Is he going in? Is he trying to lull his opponent into a false sense of security? Into a false sense of security? With his soothing dots? Dot dot. I think he's making faces now. It definitely looks like a face. Alright, Siege Tank's moving forward. First Siege Tank going to immediately go down, but the bio for Michael has cleaned up all of... Oh no! Oh, that engagement isn't going to quite work out for Michael. He doesn't have the vision of the tanks. So his Siege Tanks couldn't fire at the same rate. And Michael GG's. Oh, the vision! The vision deciding that game entirely. And Busy takes a very quick game 3. Kind of a weird game. Oh, oops. Game 3, not win 3. Busy is at 2. Alright. At 4. Alright, Busy can close it out here. Get the win over Michael. Otherwise, Michael will get another shot if he's able to win on ground 0. Left side is Busy as green. 4 dot dot. Gotta play for that dot dot. On the right side, Michael is blue. I'm pretty sure when I'm uploading all the VODs, the title of this VOD is just going to be dot dot. And then the description will be dot slash dot dot. No, forget that. It's going to be dot dot, and then the description will be dot dot. For maximum dotitude. Dot dot. Dot dot dot. Seriously, I'm actually now kind of curious how many dots there have been. It has to be over 100. Absolutely over 100. Maybe even over 200 dots. Well, that's a little bit peculiar. Michael, what are you doing? With the 10 racks, 10 refinery? Is he going to go... Nah. It's not quite the 10 fact. But it does look like Michael wants to proxy the early factory. Try to get a little bit of vulture harass off. Oh, he has 100 gas. There we go. He has pulled all of his guys off of gas, so it is most assuredly going to be vultures coming out here. Now, from Busy's perspective, it's not going to look that off. It's really just going to be the difference of a supply depot or not a supply depot. Oh, the other thing that'll look... Okay, that's 2 things that'll look odd. First thing that looks odd is the fact that there is no supply depot. The second thing is that there's not guys mining gas. But there are 2 guys on the ramp. 2 guys don't completely block. Oh, they do. Sometimes if you put 2 guys completely blocking... Sometimes if you put 2 guys completely blocking, you can still not have it completely blocked. But Michael managed to do it in a way that does block it. That is possible. I just kind of assume nowadays that people don't get it right, because it seems to be pretty difficult for a lot of players. But it is possible, obviously, as Michael has just done it. First vulture. Okay, I take back what I said earlier. It's not maybe 200, it's definitely over 200 at this point. SCV... Oh, see? Busy messed it up. Busy had 2 guys on the ramp, but his 2 guys did not block. So, first vulture draw for Michael, though. And going to try to break up the front. Busy's going to be forced to make a vulture himself. I guess feeling a little bit of pressure from Michael here after realizing that there is a proxy. It's a little bit of a risk from Busy, whether he wants to stick with vultures and just try to defend against it, or whether he wants to accept he'll have less guys and go and get the tank, because the tank will certainly shut down everything. But it's a matter of, can he not take that much damage until the tank arrives? SCVs are being pulled. They're doing a good job of stopping the vultures from getting in, but he's losing a couple of them, drawing off mining time. He has some SCVs to spare, considering that, I mean, this was a proxy, getting the barracks and the refinery before supply depot. But oh no, all the vultures are down. Michael, that's definitely a panic, and oh, that Marine, that heroic Marine, from Michael, because those 2 vultures should have been able to instantly kill it, but that Marine was juking and jiving, and man, what a hero. What a heroic Marine to kill 2 vultures all by himself. That should not happen. More vultures coming out from Michael. Michael throwing down 2 starports. Now, if Busy's not careful, he might find himself in a position where he has no anti-air, because the only anti-air he's making is Marines. But next engagement... Oh. Never mind. GG. Forget actually playing this game. God, this series, man. With the most anticlimactic GG timings. Alright, so Busy takes it. And we'll be moving on. Michael falls down to the 3rd, 4th place match. Which, if I remember...